But the fact that we're even having this, why wasn't he traded by the Suns? That's going to have ripple effects inside this locker room.
Yeah, neither did Luka Dončić, but look at where we are right now. Yeah. You know, I think it's interesting when you think about Kevin Durant being in a situation where the mere fact that you can hear your name in that conversation can be destabilizing to a locker room and destabilizing to someone who is so good in the NBA. Where do you go from here? If you're KD, one thing we know about him, he's going to show up. He's going to hoop when he's available, right? But now you start thinking, okay, if it's D-Book and KD, what do you do to try to reset your team to achieve at the highest of levels? Because it's clear that in some ways they've made this assessment that the experiment of Bradley Beal, KD, and D-Book is not good enough. And I think it's tough for KD because he's gone through multiple iterations of experiments, and now to realize the place that he has chosen is maybe thought for a hot second, that they're not choosing you. And so that is destabilizing not only for a locker room, but for Kevin Durant. And I look forward to see what they do next, and hopefully they can put the pieces back together. But it's hard with Beal and company, but I know, Perk, you smirking.
I mean, the human side to it, obviously, it is hard. But once again, this is no fault of KD. When you signed up for that big three, you should know what you signed up for, to win.
Yeah.
And it's not the organization's fault that you have it. And now you can't move Beal. Book's locked in. KD was the only one that had value and could move the needle by trading him. Now, you did go out and you moved Nurkic. You did bring in Cody Martin, so you got a wing guy who can defend multiple positions. But is that going to be enough? We're going to see the second half of the season. But once again, I'm a KD fan, but he really can't be sensitive about this one because this was just a casualty of the business. It was nothing he did personally, and nobody else could be moved to actually move the needle to help us.
And if you want to look at it through that prism, which I imagine is hard to do, that's kind of a compliment that you are the player that can get value back. But we know that's not how it works when your name is thrown out in trade talks here. The Suns, they played last night, right? Durant was out.
Did they, or they got smoked?
Well, they were ahead early.
Well, they damn sure they play defense.
Durant was out with a sprained ankle. I think what you're referring to is SGA dropping his third career 50-point game, all of which came
He said, pay me no mind.
7 games. OKC ran away with this one. 140 points they put up on Phoenix.
With a
Lemon pepper.
In a 31-point win here. So our friend Tim McMahon was there to enjoy that delight of a game. He was in the building hanging out with Oklahoma City right now. The trade conversations that were hanging over the Suns last night, Yusuf Nurkic was traded away ahead of the deadline. What was the mood around the locker room last night, Tim?
Howdy, Malika. I tried to get Kevin Durant's thoughts. We can imagine what he's thinking. My attempt did not succeed. He very glumly walked by, head down. I don't want to talk, man. And look, we all know Kevin Durant is one of the most approachable players, superstars for sure, in the league for us as media. So that tells you what his mood was. The locker room, very quiet. Bradley Beal's, he's been the subject of trade talks for months, despite the fact that he has a no-trade clause. But look, the most important guy here is Kevin Durant, a guy who, by the way, is 26 points away from joining the 30,000-point club. We should be celebrating this guy's career right now. He's still playing at an elite level, at an all-NBA level, and you guys are talking about picking up the pieces. If you're Kevin Durant, if you're Bradley Beal, you know the Suns, with Beal, they desperately tried to trade him. With Durant, they at least entertained the thought for days and days and days and kind of had you lingering out there in trade speculation as the deadline neared. How are you not thinking for the rest of the season as your phone's blowing up, as your buddies in the league are probably trying to get in your ear? How are you not thinking about where your potential next destination can be? And how are you going to focus on the Phoenix Suns while you have all that going on? So this is a very fragile, awkward situation that the Phoenix Suns have on their hands. Then I think the obvious next question is, as committed as Devin Booker is now, if the Suns can't figure out how to get this thing in the right direction, how long will that last? He's given no indication that he wants anything but to play his entire career for the Phoenix Suns. But Damian Lillard was once 10 toes down in Portland as well.
I think in an alternate universe, Tim, there was some poetic story we could have been telling today about Kevin Durant reaching 30,000 points against a team he played for in an arena he knows very well. And then fast forward, all of a sudden, this is the conversation that we're having. We had to distill it down. The singular biggest move, Kendrick Perkins, real quick, is?
It's Luka to the Lakers.
Okay, the biggest
And
deadline winner.
I think everybody agree. Like, you don't just strike gold and go get a guy that has been first team All-NBA for 5 years, a guy that they's in his young career then put in the same conversation with Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Like, these are the conversations he's in. And even with him being overweight, he's still going out there and giving you 38 and 9, okay? Even overweight. I'm going
to go with Perk. Well, no, I changed my mind. Overall, I think the Lakers had the best when they picked up Mark and they went and got the big fella. But if we talking about just one move, I'm a defensive guy. Just the one move, bring an AD over there. I love switchable matchups. I love being able to flatten out offenses. I love being able to take people out pick and rolls and just see what they can do from there. So I love the defensive move.
No question. You're like my new big bro, but like this is my OG big bro. I'm right there with Kendrick, Perkins, Luka, Dončić. I'm watching that video of him spinning the ball in a Lakers jersey. I'm like, is that real?
Yeah.
Is that AI? It's real, and we have it right here. You said all the great things. 5 first team All-NBA selections, 5 All-Stars. The one that I love the most is 3rd in NBA history in points so far in his career at 29. Now, yes, defensively, he leaves some to be, desired, but still, there's so much good and upside, not only for this year, but like the years to come. This was, like I said yesterday, per UD, manna from heaven.
The obvious answer is the Lakers, but Jimmy Butler still has gas in the tank. I think he can still be a difference maker, and he hasn't played at all for a month, so he will be fresh. So keep an eye on what Jimmy Butler can do for a team in the Warriors that is on the bubble to make the play-in, and if he can be an impactful addition.
I think that, as Sham said, this was the biggest deadline that we've really seen in league history.
Yes.
There is no bad answer to that question. The fact that there are so many options is a little bit mind-boggling. And
I'm on fire. It's NBA,